No matter your product, service, or industry, selling is a tough business. After all, if things could sell themselves, your job wouldn't be necessary. So, as much as you might dislike it, objections are bound to happen. But hearing no isn't always a bad thing. If handled correctly, a sales objection can turn into an opportunity. It can give you insight into what your prospects are thinking. And armed with that knowledge, you can then reposition your sales pitch to address the prospect's specific concerns. So, what does it take to turn objections around? Let's take a look at 5 winning techniques for acknowledging a prospect's concerns, putting the potential customer at ease, and getting them excited about your solution. The first strategy for overcoming objections is to express curiosity. Keep the conversation moving by asking questions that require more than a yes or no answer. For example, why don't you need this solution? Expressing curiosity helps a prospect lower their guard and talk about their needs. And as a result, it allows you to address those problems and save the sale. Another popular strategy is the conditional close. It's a social agreement that follows a simple formula. If I do blank, will you agree to blank? For example, if I can fit this purchase into your budget, will you work with us? This strategy works because it ties the objection to the solution. Or if you need to distract your prospect from a more challenging concern, you can try reframing the objection. That encourages a person to see their worries from a different perspective. When following this technique, first agree with the prospect. Then, change the frame by highlighting the positives rather than the negatives. For example, yes, the cost is a little high. It's a testament to the quality of our product. If you want to take the reframing technique to the next level, you can also try bringing the objection full circle, which brings us to our next technique. The fourth technique is the boomerang strategy, which encourages a prospect to see why their objection is the reason they should make a purchase. To use this technique, first repeat what your prospect said so that you're beginning at the same starting point. Then, bring the objection back around. For example, I get that you're busy. That's why you should make a purchase today. You could benefit from the time-saving features of our product. The boomerang method turns objections on their head. But sometimes a more delicate approach is best. In those cases, the best strategy is to express empathy, which brings us to our last method. The final technique is called Feel, Felt, Found. It's a way of putting prospects at ease in 3 steps. First, show that you understand where the prospect is coming from by saying, I understand how you feel. Then, explain how others have felt similarly. And finally, tell your prospect how those people have found the opposite to be true. For example, I understand how you feel. One of our clients also felt that way, but after signing up, they found that they saved money in the long term. In the end, every salesperson can expect to hear objections. What matters isn't how many objections you get, but what you do with them. So, the next time you hear the word no, remember the 5 techniques we just covered. Consider your situation, and don't hesitate to use a mixed approach. Apply as many objection handling techniques as you can, and you'll start turning those conversations around and landing more sales in the process.